Sakamoto Days has been a generational run recently, and I'm giving it all the credit to this one dude, and I absolutely have to talk about it.
Sometimes you gotta close the door to open a window.
Sakamoto Days is a series that I have not talked about on this channel literally since I started it, and it is something that I would consider heavily underrated within the current lineup of Shonen Jump right now. People do talk about it, and in fact, it just got, as I'm recording this video, literally 20 minutes ago, just got a anime trailer announcement, which is huge. But I don't think people talk about the manga nowhere near as much as they do One Piece or Jujutsu Kaisen or My Hero or any of the heavy hitters that are out right now. But as it stands for me personally, for the past couple of weeks, this series has been clearing the weekly chapters of Shonen, and it is literally due to the week-to-week absolute action slugfest with some of the best choreographed fights I think I've ever seen come out of Shonen Jump, period. Yuto Suzuki's penmanship is not only just next level, his ability to convey a fight with immense creativity and charisma is something I can only compare to the likes of like John Wick or maybe Ip Man or The Matrix in terms of just how far it pushes the limits with its fights. And you need some examples? Oh, I got you. This guy Taro right here, he's stopping a bus with a street sign. Here, he's redirecting a bullet with chewing gum. And right here, he punched the dude into a Ferris wheel so he could proceed to chill with him in quite possibly might be one of the coldest panels of the entire series. This one, oh, he threw a lolly ice stick and pinned this guy to a vending machine. These are just a handful of moments from the early moments of the series here, when Suzuki was finding his feet and feeling out what and just how creative he could get. And I promise you, he gets way better at this stuff as we get further into the story, and we'll get to cover some of that a little bit later on. But this manga does a brilliant job of not taking itself too seriously early on, while also flexing its ability to show off incredible fights and just how ridiculously strong these people are. I mean, overall, I would rate this manga a solid 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. The story is, it's okay, but it's the fights. The fights really carry. I would give the fights alone a 13 out of 10. Easily. And the reason I only showed you Sakamoto's cool early moments here is because that's to give you a small inkling of just how ridiculously strong this world is. After all, this man right here is regarded as a legendary assassin, like the greatest of all time as far as they're concerned within this series. And whatever happens within the series, you kind of know that Taro Sakamoto could handle it. Even if he's pushed to a skinny form, there's nothing he can't conquer. Oh, by the way, yeah, he's got a skinny form. He goes from fat to skinny depending on how serious he is. That's another matter here. But Sakamoto Days, it lets us know, it lets you know that all these assassins, they all specialize in certain things. For example, Taro is like a well-rounded guy, so that's why he's considered one of the best, if not the best. Shin here is a telepath. This woman uses magnets, and this one uses buzzsaws. And well, this man right here, yeah, he uses a katana. You see, Mr. Takamura right here was a character that was introduced briefly in chapter 15 and then fully in chapter 38. And he's introduced to us in a way that makes him seem as if he's a gag character, a bumbling old man, an idiot who just constantly mumbles and grumbles to himself. And however, that I want to assure you that is not the case at all. Be wary of an old man in a job where men die young. A fly. A singular fly is what caused this display of raw power and ignorance for the other lives sitting in the car with him right now. Without hesitation, Takamura swiftly cuts this car's roof completely off and damages everything else in the surrounding area with it. Mr. Takamura is not to be fucked with. And if this panel and introduction alone didn't make you sit up and lock at the fuck, then let me continue a little bit further here. Let me jump a little bit further in time with Mr. Takamura's bumbling self, because he doesn't appear until chapter 49, and he turns up interrupting Sakamoto's fight, casually slicing the base of the Tokyo Tower and walking off into the sunset. Like, this man, he appears, shows an incredible scope of his power and wanders off. Suzuki has done something incredible with this voiceless, chaotic man. Within a couple of appearances, he's shown us how Mr. Takamura is a man that even the top assassins in this verse fear, and with having Sakamoto at one point be in complete and utter shock at this voiceless force of nature who will cut anyone and anything down at any given moment. But Suzuki does something else. You see, whenever Mr. Takamura is on these panels here, there is a certain aura that surrounds him. It's an aura that lets you know I am not to be fucked with. And he clearly displays that with a clear art style change for him. Like, look at this art style right here. Look at Sakamoto in this panel and look at Takamura in this panel. This art style shows us and the characters within the world. It gives them an overwhelming sense of bloodlust coming from this man, an aura of invincibility coming from this dude. And this aura only grows bigger and stronger with each appearance until it finally reaches its fever pitch, its climax, its peak. And it's a signature move right here for Mr. Takamura. Isn't just using door handles. No, he slices through the door to casually walk through these fucks. But in chapter 163, just like a horror movie showcasing a creature that had escaped captivity, we're shown a single door, a single slice, and it being left open as if something had just escaped or got in. And from this point on, we enter the Mr. Takamura show, because this is a character, as I've said now, is a voiceless force of nature, a true embodiment of killing intent within the series, a man who's now been put on a collision course with Taro and his friends in a massive brawl that is going on currently within the story. And Yuto Suzuki has set this man up perfectly throughout the series. In dribs and drabs, you get to see the scope of this dude's power, but you're constantly left wondering who is the strongest in the story. After all, don't forget, these are all still human. There is no power system within this. They're just simply built fucking different here. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the best parts about Sakamoto Days is the choreography. It's the fights. It's the creativity within its fights. And Suzuki fully puts that on display, his prowess, through this one particular fight. This man slices this guy's neck by pinching it between the hilt and the blade, as well as the fucking sheath. And then instead of us seeing how he handles the rest of the goons within this bathroom here, we are showing him dismembering the rest of his victims through the viewpoint of a mirror in the bathroom. And even at one point sharpening his katana with the bullets from Sakamoto's gun. And then finally, we are given the confrontation between Takamura and the main gang here. People who are considered the strongest within their verse, like unbeatable. And with ease, Mr. Takamura goes on to put on a display comparable to current Sukuna or Madara or Aizen or any sort of one verse army type moment you can think of. This dude does it, and he makes the strongest in this verse look like fucking toddlers. Even skinny Sakamoto proves to have been pushed to the edge by the man with no voice. This man, he even says he is way stronger. I don't think we can win this. And as I mentioned before, Yuto Suzuki has presented Mr. Takamura as this voiceless force of nature, and when he appears, people die and shit goes down, and it goes down fast as fuck. It goes sideways real quick. But during this fight, Sakamoto he's cut down, which is like, I'm almost certain the first time we see some serious damage put on Sakamoto throughout this series. And Nagumo recognizes that if they simply show no hostility towards Takamura, he'll simply just pass by them, kind of like a T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Like, literally, they are giving this man the aura of a primal dinosaur, a lizard, and they are preying on this man being an old senile fool who's literally only good for killing, and so they set to work on using this against him. And it all seems to be going to plan until Suzuki the author throws us through a loop with just one sentence. You think I'm senile, don't you? That one sentence struck fear into not only the assassins, but us, the audience. Suzuki had us played. He had us led to believe that this man was simply just a bumbling fucking idiot, and all along it was all just an act. It was just an act. One sentence completely threw everyone through a loop. And shortly after this dude proceeds to carve up everyone, exactly like he is Sukuna. Like, it takes the whole group to jump this man to do some damage to him. Anyway, I really needed to get on here and talk about this, because this run, as I've been saying now, it's been a phenomenal run from Yuto Suzuki here, and the fact that we just got an anime announcement just makes me even more excited for the future Sakamoto Days. It has been phenomenal. I know you guys have been asking me to do Sakamoto Days content now for a long time, so if you guys did like the video, make sure to like the video. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's everything from me. As always, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We just crossed 30k subscribers, so the next goal is on to the big 40k. That is the next goal. But as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much fucking love. Big fucking kisses. Peace.